The juices, sir.
To give it color, to improve. That's the other. It's on the same fucking table.
We all know Gordon Ramsay is the chef who always has something to say. Whether he's tearing apart a disastrous dish or delivering one of his legendary rants, silence is rarely part of his recipe. But every once in a while, a chef walks into the kitchen and does the impossible. These aren't moments of culinary genius. They're moments that left one of the world's toughest chefs staring in disbelief, struggling to find the words. From kitchen catastrophes to mistakes that destroyed all logic, here are 10 chefs who made Gordon Ramsay completely speechless. Barrett. Gordon Ramsay has seen chefs make plenty of mistakes, but Barrett delivered one that left him genuinely stunned. During a chaotic dinner service, Barrett was struggling to keep control of the fish station. Orders were backing up, timing was off, and Ramsay was constantly demanding answers. The pressure was clearly getting to him, but nobody expected what happened next. When Barrett sent up a halibut dish, Ramsay immediately noticed something was wrong. Hidden underneath the fish was the parchment paper it had been cooked on. The dish had actually made it to the pass with the paper still attached. For a moment, Gordon looked completely shocked. This wasn't just a cooking mistake. It was a serious oversight that could have ruined a guest's meal and even caused harm. The entire kitchen fell silent as Ramsay stared at the dish in disbelief, trying to understand how such a basic error had slipped through. What made the moment even more shocking was how avoidable it was. All Barrett had to do was check the fish before serving it. Instead, one simple mistake turned into one of the most unbelievable blunders of the season. Number 9. Kevin Argueta. Each mistake pushed the blue team closer to disaster. Trenton was losing patience, communication was falling apart, and Kevin seemed completely overwhelmed by the pressure. Tasks that should have been simple suddenly became a struggle. Even basic timing calls turned into a confusing mess. What left Gordon Ramsay stunned wasn't just the mistakes themselves. It was watching Kevin completely unravel in real time. The more pressure the kitchen faced, the more Kevin seemed to lose confidence. Instead of recovering from errors, he began second-guessing every decision, creating even more problems for the team. Eventually, Gordon reached his limit and ordered Kevin out of the kitchen. But what made the moment so striking was Kevin's reaction. There was no argument, no defense, and no fight left. He simply accepted it. For Ramsay, seeing a chef mentally collapse under pressure to that extent was almost as shocking as the mistakes themselves. Number 8. Mike Aresta. Most chefs on Hell's Kitchen get a furious reaction from Gordon Ramsay when they mess up, but Mike Aresta managed to earn something far more unusual. From the moment Mike stepped into the competition, his confidence seemed completely disconnected from his performance. While other chefs tried to prove themselves in the kitchen, Mike spent much of his time criticizing others and refusing to take responsibility for his own mistakes. During the signature dish challenge, Mike served Ramsay a tortellini dish that seemed simple enough. But when Gordon started asking questions, he discovered that the tortellini wasn't made from scratch. It came straight from a package. The tomato sauce wasn't homemade either. It was canned. For a moment, Ramsay looked completely stunned. He could hardly believe that someone would come to Hell's Kitchen and serve packaged pasta with canned sauce in a challenge meant to show off their cooking skills. The more Gordon learned about the dish, the more shocked he became. Instead of seeing effort and creativity, he saw a meal that required almost no cooking at all. Without hesitation, he threw the dish into the trash. What made the moment so memorable wasn't just the bad dish. It was the fact that Mike seemed to think there was nothing wrong with it. Considering everything Gordon Ramsay has seen over the years, leaving him that shocked is an achievement all by itself. Number 7. Suzanne Schlicht. Gordon Ramsay has dealt with arrogant chefs before, but Suzanne Schlicht took confidence to a whole new level. From the moment she entered Hell's Kitchen, Suzanne carried herself as if she was already the best chef in the room. No matter what challenge she faced or what feedback she received, she always seemed convinced that she knew better than everyone else. What left Ramsay genuinely stunned was that nothing ever seemed to shake that certainty. Even when he pointed out clear mistakes in her dishes, Suzanne rarely backed down. Instead, she would argue her case and defend every decision as if there was nothing wrong with it. There were moments when Ramsay looked almost speechless, trying to understand how someone could be so certain they were right while everyone around them saw the opposite. Sometimes, the biggest surprise in Hell's Kitchen isn't a terrible dish. It's a chef whose confidence is so strong that even Gordon Ramsay struggles to understand it. Mika and Mika. Most of the time, when chefs send out raw food, Gordon Ramsay explodes. The shouting starts, the insults fly, and everyone in the kitchen knows they're in trouble. But during one disastrous dinner service, Monique and Mika got a reaction that was somehow even worse. While working the meat station, the pair sent up a steak that was completely raw, not rare, raw. As soon as Ramsay cut into it, he stopped dead in his tracks. The frustration on his face was obvious, but instead of launching into one of his famous rants, he seemed almost defeated. After calling out the mistake, Gordon simply walked away. No screaming, no long lectures, no dramatic meltdown, just silence. For a chef known for never holding back, that reaction spoke volumes. It was as if Ramsay had run out of words to describe what he had just seen. Sometimes Gordon Ramsay's loudest reaction is no reaction at all, and in that moment, his silent walk away said more than any insult ever could. Number 5. The night Ramsay lost all faith in his team. Gordon Ramsay has seen plenty of bad dinner services, but this one was so disastrous that it left him with almost no faith in his team. Throughout the night, mistakes kept piling up. Scallops were being sent back, snapper was being sent back, and the kitchen seemed completely unable to get anything right. At first, he tried to push the chefs forward, but as the service continued, his frustration turned into disbelief. You could see it on his face. He wasn't just angry anymore. He was genuinely stunned by how badly things were falling apart. Then came the moment nobody expected. Ramsay called the chefs over and told them to apologize to the guests. After that, he made a shocking decision. He would cook the final table himself. For Gordon, that was a sign he had completely given up on the team. Rather than risk another disaster, he took control and finished the service himself, leaving the chefs embarrassed and Ramsay utterly disappointed. Number 4. The raw scallops at dinner service. Dinner service had started smoothly, and both teams seemed to be finding their rhythm. The blue team was sending out appetizers without any issues, while the red team looked confident and in control. Then everything changed. One of the red team's tables sent back their scallops, complaining that they were undercooked. At first, it sounded like a simple mistake, but when Gordon Ramsay examined the dish himself, he realized the problem was far worse than anyone expected. The scallops weren't just slightly underdone, they were completely raw. He looked stunned. He picked up the scallops and stared at them, struggling to understand how they had made it all the way to the dining room. This wasn't a complicated dish or a difficult technique. It was a basic cooking error that should have been caught immediately. What made the moment even more shocking was that the service had been going well up until that point. The mistake came out of nowhere. Instead of one of his usual explosive outbursts, Gordon seemed genuinely stunned. You could see the disappointment on his face as he tried to process how experienced chefs could send raw scallops to paying customers. For a chef who has witnessed countless kitchen disasters over the years, these scallops were so poorly cooked that they left even Gordon Ramsay searching for words. And that is what earns them the number 4 spot on our list. Number 3. The blue team service that left Gordon speechless. Gordon Ramsay is known for yelling when things go wrong, but during this disastrous all-stars dinner service, he reached a point where even shouting seemed pointless. The trouble centered around Heather and T, 2 chefs who were expected to be among the strongest competitors in the kitchen. Instead of working together, communication completely broke down. Orders stalled, food stopped moving, and the entire fish station collapsed under the pressure. What shocked Ramsay most wasn't just the mistakes, it was watching talented chefs simply stop communicating with each other. Ticket after ticket piled up. Gordon could barely understand what he was seeing. He repeatedly tried to get the team back on track, but nothing seemed to work. Finally, after watching the kitchen spiral out of control, Ramsay had enough. He called the entire blue team forward and delivered one of the most disappointed speeches of the season. And then he did the impossible. He kicked the entire team out of the kitchen. For a man who always has something to say, that may have been the harshest criticism of all. Number 2, the meat station that fell apart. By this point in the competition, Gordon Ramsay expected his chefs to operate like a well-oiled machine. Instead, he witnessed a complete collapse that left him stunned. The trouble began when Nick moved to the pass and handed over the meat station. Almost immediately, orders weren't being heard, lamb wasn't started on time, and diners were left waiting far longer than they should have been. The situation became so embarrassing that Nick personally went into the dining room to apologize to customers. But things only got worse. Raw beef Wellingtons were sliced before they were ready, creating even more confusion in the kitchen. Then came the moment that truly shocked Ramsay. The team had completely run out of Wellingtons. You could see the disbelief on Gordon's face. He couldn't understand how experienced chefs could let such a basic mistake happen at such a crucial stage of the competition. With guests waiting over 35 minutes for food and the meat station in total chaos, Ramsay looked genuinely speechless. Number 1. 6 plates of raw veal. At first, everything seemed to be going perfectly. The red team was moving smoothly, dishes were leaving the kitchen, and Gordon Ramsay was actually pleased with what he was seeing. But not for long. The team sent out several portions of veal saltimbocca, a dish they were confident would impress the diners. Instead, customers began sending it back one after another. The veal was completely raw. One return plate would have been bad enough. But then another came back, and another. Before long, 6 different customers had rejected the exact same dish. As Ramsay cut into the veal, his reaction said it all. He wasn't just angry. Standing in the kitchen, surrounded by plate after plate of rejected food, Gordon seemed almost lost for words. The final blow came when he realized nobody had properly checked the dish before serving it. At that point, Ramsay completely lost faith in the team. Rather than risk sending out another disaster, he stepped in and cooked the replacement orders himself. If you enjoyed the video, drop a comment telling us which Hell's Kitchen chef you think left Gordon Ramsay the most speechless of all time. And don't forget to subscribe for more kitchen disasters, legendary meltdowns, and Gordon Ramsay chaos.